Grand final of the Toledo Tool Sports Sedan Series. Here's how they line up today. Keith Carling has pole in the Mazda RX-7 out of 2. It's 49 Bob Tyndall in the Commodore. From 3 it is car number 3, Bob Jolly in the Commodore. From position 4, 45 Barry Jamison in a Falcon. 5, 8 Mark McLaughlin in the Jaguar. From 6 it's 13 Terry Shield in a Mazda RX-7. From 7, 9 Mike Griffin, another Mazda. From 8, 17 Peter Connors in another Mazda. 9 is 23 Sean Donnelly, and rounding out the 10 is car number 19 Joseph Sed in a Fiat. So Keith Carling, the guy who's won quite a number of races here at Amaroo Park, and the Mazda RX-7 lining up against the might of Bob Tyndall, one to keep an eye on, and Des Wall in the second of those team cars.
Des came into today's final with 15 points in the Toledo Tool Sports Sedan Series. Gary Scott had 9 points, Bob Tyndall with 9, Barry Jamison with 6. That's Mark McLaughlin, car number 8, the Colorbond Jaguar. Mark joining the Benson and Hedges team for the Tooheys 1000 this year, partnered with Denny Holm in the second car, backing up Alan Jones and Tony Longhurst. So Mark gets his big break after a fine performance in Formula Holden last year and driving very well in the sports sedan. There's Bob Tyndall, car number 49, all care air conditioning Commodore, beautiful car. Alongside Keith Carling, Bob Jolly and Barry Jamison tucked in behind. This should be a really good race.
Tyndall winning the start comfortably too from Carling. Jamison moving up very smartly here on the outside. We got it out of shape. McLaughlin up on the inside, and the Colorbond Jag very smartly indeed. But I think you will find it's Bob Tyndall who has taken over the lead as they drop into Dunlop Loop. Carling sits right behind him, and then Bob Jolly back in third place. So they're all together.
And Des Wall coming through the pack. We had a glimpse of the Supra there.
Yes, he's got to do it the tough way from the back of the field, but he's managed to split a few cars already as they run downhill to the left-hander at Honda Corner. Now Carling gets a little closer to the action as they sprint down to the late corner. We await their arrival down here along the short straight. Tyndall just clear, coming in for the completion of the first lap. 7 remain. Toledo Tool Sports Sedan Series here at Amaroo Park Raceway. And Tyndall just can't shake Carling. Here he goes up the outside with a big move, braking very late. Ooh, a little touch of guards, and Carling fights his way into the lead. Good move.
After all the chat and threats about rain, it's absolutely bright and sunny here. You'd swear it was the middle of spring. So these guys should be able to clock in some pretty flash times.
They had a 5-lap preliminary this morning. The track was very greasy. Guys that went out on slicks, they were probably about a minute a lap over their best lap times. To the late corner again, Carling. A little on the twitchy side, the Toledo Tools entry. Doing it for not only his own sponsor, but the sponsor of the series. Up Bitcher Pave Hill again as Bob Jolly starts to get a little bit closer now to Bob Tyndall, who started on the front row.
Yeah, Carling opening up a bit of a lead here. He's getting a lot of speed out of this thing, putting in a lot of development on the Turbo Mazda, and it's certainly paying off.
Bob Jolly there in the Rover Mowers entry. Beautifully turned out car. And Des Wall, who we mentioned before in the second of the Alcare cars, air conditioning cars, started off the back and is just starting to haul in this group in front of him. There's Mark McLaughlin going through in the Colorbond Jag. There's a great shot from the top of the hill here at Amaroo. The top 6, 7 cars. The exit from the late corner, the run along that short straight into the right-hander. Once again, the approach now to Bitcher Pave Hill, and here they come.
There's only 3 seconds covering this bunch.
Jamison in there. And right behind Jamison is Des Wall coming down here on the inside. He started dead last in the pack. Now up to 6th. So not much between the top 6. Oh, there's one that's had a slight problem on the entrance to pit lane. It's not really the place to park it. Car number 23, Sean Donnelly. Sean's anything but happy. Down to the late corner again, Keith Carling. It's good to see the Mazda back and very competitive. As he leads the sprint. Tyndall not that far behind him now. The Mazda a little skatey coming out of there. As Bob Jolly comes up on the inside of Tyndall, clips the guardrail on the way through. Number 9's going absolutely nowhere. That's Mike Griffin. Let's have a look at what happened here on the approach to pit lane when Donnelly got a clip and then comes into pit lane. He wasn't planning on a pit stop. He hits the rocks and the artefacts and everything else there that the ARDC have assembled.
Weren't the dreaded Sharon McKay soap suds down there, were they?
That's just beneath the press room here at Amaroo Park, so the guys would have had a good view of that. Let's pick up the action on the exit to the lake corner.
Yeah, Tyndall's not letting him get away. He's putting a bit of pressure on Keith Carling now.
Just look at the squirt Carling's car as he screams up Bitchapave Hill.
It's fantastic what Keith's done with this car. Previous races, he always had a bit of a power deficit to the big V8 Sport sedans, but he's getting some great speed out of this thing now. No doubt about it.
I well recall my other co-commentator doing a stint in Mazda in the early part of his career.
Really good little car around this track. The thing that Keith will be enjoying at the moment is that his car's just got a very nice balance, you know, perfect weight sort of conditions that he's dealing with. The other cars, look at Mark McLaughlin having a go here and gets tangled up with Jolly. Everybody manages to get around.
A Rover. Oh, Bob copped the short back and sides in that one.
Yeah, I was going to say the big cars would be giving their tyres a bad time. Let's take a look at this replay and see exactly what happened. Mark was having a bit of a lunge down the inside. Came into contact with Bob Jolly. Jolly went round and then just flick spins the thing back out and continues. And Des War got through all that, so he's still clawing his way towards the top of the pack.
Lap and a half remaining. Keith Carling still your race leader in the Toledo Tools Mazda.
This little car will be relatively easy on its brakes and it's got plenty of grip. It's good slippery shape, quite light. The other cars will be starting to feel the pinch a bit. Brakes and tyres getting very hot.
Another thing that really hits you, Neil, when you look at these cars is the standard of preparation. And the way the cars are presented, the standard of workmanship on these things is equal to anywhere in the world. Some of these leading cars is beautiful.
They put on a good show. It's great to be able to show the sporty sedans. Our 2-hour telecast today, along with some of the other categories of motorsport. So Keith Carling, our race leader in the Toledo Tools Mazda, screams down the back straight, opening that gap all the time over Bob Tyndall. The downhill run to Honda Corner. Some heart now, I would think, for Bob Tyndall to be able to take on the V8 boys on a more consistent basis. He's really socked it to them today here. This is not the easiest track in the world to guide one of these sporty sedans round on. Last corner coming up, and checkered flag time in the Toledo Tools Series for Keith Carling. He's across the line, will beat Bob Tyndall. Jamison, I think, will pick up third, and Des War will get fourth place with Mark McLaughlin finishing in fifth.
Well, great performance from Keith Carling. And let's check those placings for you on the Toyota race score. Keith Carling, the winner, car 14 from Bob Tyndall, 49. Barry Jamison finishes up in third place. Des Wall, a great drive through the pack to fourth place. And Mark McLaughlin hanging in there for fifth. We'll be back with more action from Amaroo Park in just a moment.